Your mindset right now is focused on all the reasons that you can't go into work, that you can't leave the job that you're in, that career path or your business. You know that you're miserable, and yet somehow there's this running committee in your head, right, telling you all the reasons that it'll never work. Does this translate for you? Does that resonate for you? If so, then hi, my name is Jen, founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, and I'm a transformational purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with women who are super high achieving, brilliant, and yet they need some real clarity on the mindset to move into their purpose and create incredible impact that they know they're meant to leave. And so what I bump into a lot for my clients that come into me is that their mindset needs some adjusting, because it's just in a space of being really constricted, right? Do you get what I'm saying? And so I love helping them get clarity around that mindset and shift it, right? We go and we do some work, we let go of a lot of garbage, so a lot of shit, and then we can really move into a different state of growth and transformation because we've left the garbage behind, okay? And so stay tuned here. So we're going to talk about this for a minute. And so what I want to talk about is, for years and years and years, when I was doing clinical social work and doing, private practice, what I know is that we worked a lot for people in mindset. Thought changing is one of the most powerful tools we have accessible to us in that field, right? Because we're literally just made up of thoughts. And so many people would come in, and one of the very first orders of business was to really start to look at transforming the way that they see, perceive, and feel about things. And so it's no different in coaching. It's really that very same idea. It's the mindset of, right, liberation. And so what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. We're going to do a little exercise, right? Not like physical, like weightlifting, okay? We're going to do mind exercise. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to just take a moment. Deepen and lengthen the breath. We won't be here long, so give yourself permission to take these couple of minutes. Wink, wink. And I want you to just imagine that you have a knob, a dial that you can turn up. And what I want you to see is the word that says permission. And I want you to dial up, taking your hands in your mind and turning that dial all the way up to 10. So I don't know what number you started at, and you can decide if you want to imagine that for a moment with zero judgment. Just where are you? And then what I want you to do is I want you to dial that all the way up. And what I want you to do is take a moment now in this space full of permission to step into where you need to be. And I want you to notice what happens in your body. Do you feel lighter? Do you have doubt? We work on that. But does it feel like something released, less constricted, less gripping? What does that feel like in your body? What does it feel like in your mind to give permission to yourself? Permission to listen, permission to be honest, permission to be bold and brave, to reach, to rock that experience of allowing yourself, allowing, that word is intentional, allowing yourself to do what you need. What does that feel like? Just noticing that here for a moment more. Noticing what shifts or changes are happening within the body, the mind, the emotions, your energy. How does your energy feel when we talk about that? Do you feel any, like I said, lightning, clarity? And now just coming back into the moment, I just wanted to give you a little trip to this space of what it's like to have allowance, right? Do you remember field trips back in the day as a kid? Do you remember? Day off, something new. I mean, like time with friends. I mean, field trips, I didn't even care what we did. It was like so great. You got to have like your back in the day bag lunch, and you got my mom always gave me extra special bonuses. I don't know if your parents did, this was the best thing ever. Like open up my bag and there'd be like a whole Twix candy bar in there, right? Or some favorite of mine that I didn't have very often, can of pop or whatever, right? Big treat. So I want you to think about this as a field trip, that the reach for this liberation, this allowing, is going to be a different mindset, right? Because a lot of what we do is I can't, I shouldn't, but right, the doubt, the fear, that gripping notion of responsibility that's looming over your head, or the fear of failure, or whatever it might be that's running around with you, and that mindset, right? We want to liberate up and out of that mindset. That mindset is literally the thing that, for your purpose, those fears are gonna really mean that you're gonna feel stuck. It's going to diminish the capacity that you have energetically to make big shifts if we don't work in this mindset space. And so one of the very first things you want to do, and you might even do this with me, is I give myself permission to step into my greatest and highest good. I give myself permission to step into the places that deeply scare me and trust that I will be held. I give myself permission to follow the purpose that I know that I've been given, that I have to listen to, so that I can create the impact that I was meant to leave. I want you to really proclaim it, and I want you to drop it in the comments. One, what was your experience when you thought about liberation and giving yourself this availability to step into allowing yourself something, to allow it? What was that experience like? Where did you start? Where did you end? And I want to know what you're going to do to step into that space, right? How can you then step into that space? But where do you want to go? What comes forward for you when you want to proclaim it? What's your statement? What's that action statement? I am allowing myself permission to do what? Put it in the comments, okay? It's so, again, everything you're gonna hear me say this over and over again, proclaiming it's such a big piece of this journey. I want you to practice vocalizing and putting it out in the world, okay? It's not a secret. We don't want to keep it a secret, the good stuff we want to do. So I want you to put that in the comments for me. What are you gonna do? What was it like to try an allowance? And then what are you going to do? What's that game-changing statement you're going to say to yourself? I want you to claim it. Okay. If this was useful and helpful at all, I would love to invite you to connect with me more deeply. And what I do is a Rise for Purpose phone call that we sit down and we do a consult and we visit about where you are and where you want to go. And we're going to probably likely touch on your mindset and where you're going, and are you giving yourself permission to do something different than where you are? Do you have a vision of hope for where it can look different? Can you trust that? Right? So we're going to talk a lot about mindset, but I would love to get my head wrapped around where you want to go and what pieces feel like the challenges, the blocks, so that you and I can step into that and see if we can't get you going some momentum to make some change to help you with that reach, right? I want you to really reach for something that's really important to you. And so take me up on that free phone call, and all you have to do is head over to laughinglotuswellness.com. That's laughinglotuswellness.com, and then click on connect. You send me an email, I send you a link. Super easy. Bam, bam, done and done. And all I want is that confirmation. Hey, this is me, Jen. This is what I'd like to do. I really like to connect and do that Rise for Purpose phone call. And I'm going to send you my link to get scheduled. It's so easy and takes such a short amount of time. All it takes is you're giving yourself permission to step into a different space in a different way of being. And so I really want to invite you into that with me. So, all right, until next time, my loves, this is Jen signing off. Blessings, love, and light as I support you on your rise, on your path to purpose.